Hello, thank you for taking the time to check out my video today. What I'm going to be discussing today is this Working with Real Estate Agents brochure. If you are thinking about working with an agent or are already working with an agent, it's important to understand that an agent has a responsibility of explaining this brochure to you. So they may do so in the form of this actual brochure, or they may email it to you in the form of like a DocuSign document or some other type of electronic document. But again, they have the responsibility to talk about the different agency relationships that are discussed in the Working with Real Estate Agents brochure. One thing to point out, this brochure or the information in this brochure is not a contract. It does not bind you to working with that particular agent just because they are explaining this to you, but it is just for informational purposes and acknowledging that, hey, the agent talked about this information with me. So they will ask you to sign it at the end. Just go ahead and sign it. It's okay. I promise it's not a contract. Okay. So first thing in this Working with Real Estate Agents brochure, it talks about agent representing a seller, so what we call a seller's agent. And basically this is where you as a client are interested in listing a home with a particular agent or firm, and then that agent will have certain duties and responsibilities in making sure your house gets listed and sold. So they will assist you through that house buying process. But before you share any confidential information or what have you with the agent when it comes to the house selling process, then you would need to make sure that you sign the proper paperwork that recognizes that you are working with that particular agent. When you're working as a client selling a home, an agent or a firm you have the option of approving that firm or agent to represent what we call dual agency. And typically what that means is that an agent can represent a buyer and a seller in the same transaction. But you as the client would have to approve that and okay that in certain circumstances. And a firm may have to do what we call designated dual agency. And that will be like if I list the home, so I list your home as the selling client, but then I'm also working with a buyer who also wants to purchase the home that I've listed for you. So then the firm would then have to appoint someone to work with that buyer. And just understand if you approve dual agency, which I strongly encourage you do, because that way you can potentially have more buyers interested in your property. Just understand that an agent still has the obligation of being loyal to you as the selling client, and they have to also be loyal to the buyer's client. So there's a fine line there, but it's definitely doable. Also, another representation as an agent, I might work with a client as a buyer's agent. So basically, you as the client are on the hunt for a home to purchase. There are going to be certain duties and responsibilities that I have to you as a client, regardless of whether you are a selling client or you are a buyer's client. I'm going to have duties and responsibilities to you. So one of those duties is to promote your best interest. So I'm going to put your needs above my needs, okay, throughout this process. Second thing is that I'm going to keep all your information confidential. So I get referrals from friends and family to work with clients. I cannot share your information with those individuals, even though they may be your friends or family. I can't share that information. So I'll keep your information confidential. I will be loyal to you. Loyalty is huge to me. I think that is what sparks and nurtures good professional working relationships. So I'll be loyal to you. I will follow lawful instructions and commands. I'm going to stop right here and just reiterate this. I will not do anything that is going to be against law or breaks the law. I have previous 13 years in the criminal justice field, and what I have found true and dear to my heart is that I really, really love my freedom, and I am not going to look good in a jumpsuit. It just goes against all of my fashion and taste. Like, no, I'm not going to wear a jumpsuit. So I will follow legal and lawful instructions. I'll account for all your money. So this will be like your due diligence fee, earnest money, Again, I love my freedom, so I'm not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize that. So I'll make sure all monies are held in proper accounts, and that every dollar is accounted for. I'll provide all material facts. There are going to be material facts that will come out whether you are a buyer's client. There may be some things that will help you in your buying decision making process. If you're the selling client, there are going to be things that come up about the buyer that may be important to the selling process. So I'm going to make sure, whether I'm representing you as a buyer or a seller, that I'm going to share all material facts. And I'm going to use reasonable skill, care, and diligence throughout the process, regardless of which side you're on. I'm going to make sure that I help make this process as smooth and seamless as I possibly can. Okay. And again, dual agency, I talked about it on the selling side, but it's there on the buying side as well. So if you're a buyer's client and you choose to sign with an agent, they're going to ask you if you want dual agency. And again, this just means that me as an agent can represent a buyer and a seller in the same transaction, or it can mean that I can show you, the buyer client, a listing by my firm. And again, if I have a listing that you're interested in purchasing, then the firm will then assign an agent to represent you, the buyer, in that transaction. And that's called designated dual agency. So, again, thank you for taking the time to watch my video today. Again, understand that the Working with Real Estate Agents brochure is not a contract. So your agent or the agent who is sharing this information to you will ask you to sign it. Again, it's not binding you to anything. If you are interested in putting in an offer on a home, or you want to list your home to sell, then you would need to go into a contract with your agent. Hopefully that agent is me. Again, thank you for your time and have a great day.